I am in India. Right back there is Mumbai, and I have just boarded the Celebrity Millennium for the very first time, the oldest ship in Celebrity's fleet. And I'm about to set sail on a 12-day voyage to places in Asia that I never thought I would see before in my life. I've already had a tremendous time seeing India. I cannot believe I'm here, and I can't wait to take you with me on this adventure. So come on if you're ready, and let's get this adventure in India and beyond on Celebrity Millennium with a surprise started. All right, so welcome officially on board. We're in the elevator here, going to our stateroom to check it out. And I'm not good at surprises, so we're just gonna pull the lid off the box immediately and just show you this surprise. More of a surprise for me, I think, than you. And this blue door at the very end is the penthouse suite on board, but that's not us. We're the stateroom right next to it. But let's go inside here. This is our stateroom, and I have been upgraded. I am in the retreat this sailing on board Celebrity Millennium, and this is an Aqua Sky Suite, and it's a different Aqua Sky Suite than all the others on board. It's different from all the other Sky Suites, and that's because, you know, I showed you that the penthouse was right next door. This room was made to be an extension of the penthouse, so if you're sailing with people that are staying in the penthouse, they could book this room and you'd have a connecting room. We'll see that in a minute, but let's take a look at this. You walk in, you have closets, the typical amount of closet space, and because we are in the retreat, we do have the retreat branded robes in here. And then here we have a safe, and then slippers, retreat branded slippers. You have your Celebrity Cruises tote bag, which every room on a Celebrity Cruise will have this. You can take this with you. Laundry bags, which we will need because it's a 12-day sailing and we're gonna have to do our laundry because I only packed for half the cruise. And then this is the room. Look at the size of this room. I really like the decor in here because this is a revolutionized ship. It is a modern decor, which is lovely, but I love the colors in here. You have a TV over here across from the bed. It is the retreat, so they do leave you some champagne in here, some waters and things. And this is all storage here. These are all cabinets. This door here does connect to the penthouse, but we don't have to worry about that. We are not staying in the penthouse, and I don't know who my neighbors are that are staying. Just curious, one of the questions I had about this room is if the lamps have any USB or anything, and I'm not seeing that. No plugs immediately by the bed. Maybe there will be something over here. Oh, yep, there are some plugs underneath right there. So that's good. So you can plug up your cell phone and stuff right by the bed, which I know is important for some people, and by some people, I do mean me. Over here you have a desk, vanity area, and then of course all your correspondence, as we call it, from the cruise line. A beautiful sofa in here, and then you notice that the door isn't as big, it isn't as wide as the typical Sky Suite door would be, but that's okay because what's out here will make up for that, because here is my balcony. You can see there's a little sofa seat out here, but look at the size of this balcony. It's an extra big balcony. There's a table with a couple of chairs. Now it is open, there's no covering, so everybody up there can see into your balcony. And we are here on deck 6, which is the lowest level for balconies on the ship. But it'll be very nice for up close and personal views of the ocean. Let's go back inside though, because there's one other thing I wanted to show you. The thing I'm most excited about this room actually, but look at this bathroom. On a cruise ship, mind you. This is my bathroom. Look at that bathtub. An actual bathtub separated from the shower. This is the shower, an actual like nice glass door shower. Lovely. And then look at the vanity area. 2 sinks in here. And then because we are in the retreat, we do have the retreat amenities like body lotion, shower cap, soap, and of course the retreat branded towels. Welcome officially on board the Celebrity Millennium into my Aqua Sky Suite. I'm so excited. And you might be thinking, well, Zach, why did you tell us it was a surprise? It's great for you, but for us, well, because I didn't know about this until literally the day I was traveling from Washington, D.C. over to Doha, Qatar, via Qatar Airways, which was fantastic. I was actually in a Q suite. Their business class product is amazing. Doha Airport was very beautiful. It's my first time I had ever been there, but probably the fanciest airport I've ever been in my life. And at this point, I've been to a lot of airports, but that was cool. And then came over to Mumbai from there, from Doha, and then got here yesterday morning, which would have been Saturday at like We landed at around 3 in the morning, and by the time I got to my car, it was like 4. My airport picked me up. I was staying at the Four Seasons. It took me to the Four Seasons. By the time I checked in and got to my room, it was 4:30 in the morning. So I spent yesterday just recovering, trying to acclimate to the time, and now I'm here. But I mentioned that in all my travel. Really enjoy being in India and getting to see some of Mumbai the past day or so that I've been here. But I mentioned all that because while I was traveling the first day, that was the day I got notified that my bid had been accepted. So originally I had booked this cruise 5 months ago or so because I was like, I have to go to India. Originally booked deluxe inside cabin. I'm like, that'll do for me. Well, the price has dropped so much that I was actually able to upgrade for not that much money into an Aqua class. I love Aqua class because you get to go to Blue Restaurant, you get spa access, but I love Blue Restaurant. Probably my favorite place to dine on a celebrity ship, and that includes over Lumine, which is the retreat exclusive restaurant. But really love Blue, so I was excited about that. And then when the bids came for the move up, I'm like, what's a 12-day? And it's a retreat. And actually, I had just been on MSC and stayed in the yacht club and enjoyed that experience. So I'm like, could do with another suite experience. So I did a bid and it was accepted, and I found out on Thursday. Now my original booking for my Aqua class, not the suite, my Aqua class stateroom was $4,800. That's just for one person. That's just for me. That was all port fees, taxes, everything. $4,800. And then it was thousands more, I will say, that I won this bid for. So it's quite an expensive cruise, but there are only 50 suites on board this entire ship because the ship only holds something like north of 2,000 guests. It's a smaller ship. It's the oldest ship in Celebrity's fleet. So not that many suites. So you are going to pay a premium for a suite on here. And I think the going rate for suites, the starting for a Sky Suite was like $17,000 if you just booked it outright. So I still got a great deal by doing the move up, but I did pay for it because only 50 suites total on board this cruise. So because it's Aqua and Sky Suite, I do still get Blue access. I still get the Persian Gardens, which is the spa, thermal suite area access, all the retreat access and amenities. While we were talking about booking cruises and prices and everything, I did want to mention here, because a lot of folks have been asking me in recent months, because it's wave season, I know a lot of folks are booking cruises, but a lot of people have been asking me, who do you book your cruises through? Can you refer us to someone? And I've recently started working with and booking my cruises for the year. And in fact, I have one coming up in April that I booked with them, with cruises.com, and really enjoy the service that they offer to you, my viewers, because I never want to recommend anyone to you that isn't going to give you great service, and it isn't going to be something that I don't use myself. And I do use cruises.com, and I love them, and you get so many benefits when you book with cruises.com. They have a rewards program now, which I've been really excited about. And in fact, when I booked my cruise with them recently, I created a rewards account, and they actually gave me money just for creating that rewards account when I booked my cruise, and they've extended that offer to you. So I'm going to put my link and my promo code down in the description below. And when you use my link, cruises.com/Zach, go to their rewards section on their page, create an account, and then use promo code Zach50. When you do that, apply that promo code, and then when you book a cruise with cruises.com, you will get the points equivalent of $50 onboard spending for that cruise, like just for free. It's free money just for signing up and booking a cruise with cruises.com, and I highly recommend them. So yeah, that's it. That's how we came to be in an Aqua Sky Suite, and I'm so excited to be here. So enough of me talking. We've seen the room. Let's go see the ship, the Celebrity Millennium. Just came down a couple of decks to deck 4. This is Lumine. Lumine is exclusive to guests of the retreat. They have the doors closed right now. I think they're going to be starting lunch in there soon. So we'll check that out in just a bit, I promise. But let's take a step outside here, out to the promenade, so I can show you Mumbai. Looking out here over the bay, you can see it's pretty hazy. That's pretty typical, pretty standard for Mumbai. And I will say that we're now officially on a cruise, because one of the first things I did was check into my muster station. My muster station is D1. It was right there. They were literally just checking people's cards, you know, just scanning their cards or their sea passes and saying, you're good to go. So we're good to go, and we are on board the ship. So let's check out some of the beautiful Celebrity Millennium together. Cool things about these Millennium class ships, they do have these are actually glass elevators inside of there. You can see the elevator shaft running all the way up to the top of the ship. So you can take some glass elevators, which are here on the, what are we on, the port side of the ship, which is because we're backed in, so this is the port side. Nice little covered area out here too on this promenade. If you want somewhere that's shaded, covered, you could certainly come out here and hang out. This is really nice out here. And it's warm. It's February the 8th, 2026 when I'm filming this. And it's about, well, it's gonna be 90 degrees Fahrenheit here today. I don't know what it is right now, but it's feeling pretty warm and pretty muggy in India. And also here on deck 4, and the forward of the ship is the theater. This is the main theater on board. So let's take a quick look in here and notice the decor as we look around the ship. And I did want to say that this ship has been heavily renovated. I think that happened in like 2019. It was one of the first ships, if I'm not mistaken, that was revolutionized. That's Celebrity's way of saying that a ship has been refurbished. So a lot of the finishings and the furniture in here are kind of reminiscent of the Edge series ships. And that's really what they wanted to do through the revolutionized process. So here's the theater, and then just aft of that, just behind the theater, is the photo gallery. So this is the retreat lounge. So since I, gave you the little surprise that I have been upgraded, I do have access to the retreat, which features the retreat lounge, which is here on deck 4. And it is a lounge, you can hang out in. They do have menus for drinks and things. There's a full service bar here. The bartender was actually just telling me that they can get you anything here. Coffees, they can go up to Cafe Al Bacio and get you things to bring it here in the lounge. They actually have some champagne here ready for folks as they make their entrance into the lounge for the very first time. They also have a coffee maker over here and some tea forte. And let me tell you, this tea forte right here, this African solstice, is the stuff. I actually ordered some of this to my house after I sold on Celebrity Apex because I loved it so much. So I have that at home. It's really good. This is the lounge. Just wanted to show you since we're doing our little tour. There'll also be a retreat concierge that'll be right here, and they'll be able to help you with anything that you need if you're staying in the retreat. So that is the retreat lounge, and it is beautiful. This is the casino on board. There's the casino bar area. I'm walking all the way through the casino. We'll come to the main atrium right here on deck 4, which is open to deck 3 down below, and deck 5 up above us. They got a DJ going over here as folks get on board the ship on embarkation day. And there are those glass elevators I was telling you about. But I'll go over here to the starboard side of deck 4 and show you, this is the martini bar. And they actually have a frozen martini bar here. I know that's like a novelty thing that a lot of folks like on Celebrity, on the Solstice class and the Millennium class ships. And then this is the crush bar. It's kind of an extension of that, but it's not frozen. Came all the way up to deck 10, up the glass elevators. It was a cool little ride. But this is the main pool deck. So let's check it out. The main pool here on board the Millennium. The perfect day to lay out by the pool because it is so warm here in India. See, they got hot tubs. There's one here, one over there. There's 3. There's 4 hot tubs, it looks like, out here. And a couple of different pools. See, there's a pool there, and then another pool over here. And this is a 5'6" pool. It actually looks very inviting. I'm very tempted to just stop this vlog right here and get in the pool, I'll be honest with you. It's feeling really great to get a break from winter today. It's been really cold back in the eastern part of the United States where I live, so it's nice to be in the sunshine and the warmth a little bit. Here's a bar right here, the pool bar, just beside the pool. The sign says the Aqua Spa, but this is now known as the Solarium. Of course, all Celebrity ships feature a solarium. It is a climate-controlled area, but beautiful here on the Millennium. See, they got these pillars in the middle along with the pool, and this would be where the spa cafe is. Good that they still have that. That is something that is going away with the newer Celebrity ships like the EXL no longer have a spa cafe. So really cool to see that. And they'll have like smoothies and things out here. They actually have their operational hours here. Breakfast from 7 to 9:30, lunch from 12 noon to 1:30. But on embarkation day, they only have breakfast, which is for people who are actually disembarking, I suppose, not for us. But spa cafe is a good place to get a healthy bite if you're into eating healthy on a cruise. A couple of hot tubs here, one on this side and one on the other side. And actually there's some jacuzzi action going on here inside of the pool. So that's neat. I like this. It's not only a pool, but you can sit here on these chairs, these metal bench-like thing, and get some bubbles. Back out at the main pool deck, we're gonna go up to deck 11. Yes, this is deck 11. This will take me several days to get used to this ship because it's basically like sailing a whole new ship for me. And up here on deck 11 is where you got the walking track. Again, if you're into eating healthy and walking and jogging and all that, this is your place to do it. But now we'll have our first really good look of Celebrity Millennium, the pool deck at least from up high. Now they are doing a lot of construction here at the terminal building itself. So they were actually loading us. They didn't actually have any gangways coming out into the ship. They're actually loading us from the one of the lower decks. Actually right onto deck 3, but it's a ramp. You got to go up and everything. But they had the red carpet rolled out for us, which was nice. But what a great place to embark a cruise. I am so excited to be in India. I just never, I guess, imagined I'd be in this part of the world. So it's really cool. And I mentioned that this ship is different to me. I've actually only sailed Summit before, part of the Millennium class. I sailed on her back in 2021. So really cool to be on Millennium. Now I was supposed to be on Millennium a few years ago in Japan. So Millennium is an Asian ship now. She stays in Asia year round. So now she's doing an India to Singapore type route. She's kind of been going back and forth, but this will be her last time in India. So you might be asking, why India? What are you doing in Mumbai? Why are you doing this cruise? Well, I noticed that this was the very last time, at least for 27, 28, that's as far as Celebrity has schedules out right now. This was the last time she would be in Mumbai. So I knew I wanted to be in India, so I jumped on it and I said, I have to go. I want to go to India. We're also going to Sri Lanka on this cruise. Currently here in Mumbai, we'll leave here this evening, go down to Goa, we'll go right down the coast, Goa, India. That's where we'll be tomorrow. And then we'll have a sea day before we arrive in Sri Lanka. And we'll be in Colombo for 2 days. And then we'll be in another Sri Lankan port for a 3rd day, so 3 total days in Sri Lanka. Then we'll have 2 sea days as we cross all the way over to Thailand. We'll visit Thailand, Malaysia. We have a couple ports in Malaysia. And then we'll finish up in Singapore. A lot of amazing ports. 8 days in port and 4 sea days on this cruise. So it's going to be a tremendous journey. So that's why India, that's why I'm here. I wanted to see it. And I want to do one of these trips every year where it's not in the Caribbean, it's not Alaska. It's somewhere I've never been in the world. That's a challenge that I make to myself on a year-to-year basis, is go somewhere you've never been, see something, do something you've never done before. Send that challenge to you if you can. Try to go out and see new things. Come to India. I will say, if you're coming to India, if you're coming for a cruise, probably not with Celebrity, as I said, they're leaving, but the process for visas and stuff is, it's a lot. It took me, I feel like I'm a pretty skilled traveler, and it took me quite a bit to get the visa process done. It's just, the application can be a pain in the neck, and they ask you every question under the sun on that thing. So pack your patience. And even here at the port, I mean, when I arrived, they checked me in like normal. They checked my passport. They checked my Indian visa and also my Sri Lankan visa, because I had to have one for Sri Lanka. But then you got to go through an immigrations process just to leave this port and then to go to Goa. And Celebrity also took my passport. I've never had Celebrity do that before. It's also very daunting when they take your passport, because it's like, I hope they don't lose it, because I do pretty good at not losing it. I hope they don't lose it. But they now have my passport and said I would get it back right before we get to Singapore at the end of the cruise. That's sort of how everything works, but a lot of steps that went on in embarkation. It was, you know, check in, go through security, now go upstairs to immigration, get a landing arrival card, take that to this person, now go downstairs, now give them your passport, now you can get on the ship. So a lot of steps, but you know what? It's going to be worth it because we're somewhere we've never been before. So deck 11, but we're going to go up to deck 12. Okay, so we're on deck 11 down there. We came up to deck 12, and this is the retreat sun deck. Again, exclusive to guests of the retreat. It's on the very forward of the ship here on deck 12, only accessible by those stairs. There's also an elevator though there, but a lot of loungers out here. One hot tub, and it is warm and toasty out here, but it'll be a great place to hang out on those sea days that we have, to get some sun, be out in the heat and just take it all in. There's also more seating up here too, a couple of couches and things. And then they have the tables here and you can order food. And looking right over here, since we've come back this way, we'll show you this elevator right here beside these little day beds. It is right here, and I think you can catch that from down on deck 11. Yep, right down below me. You can catch that right down there. It actually looks like it's closed off right now. So here on deck 5 in the back of the ship is Blue Restaurant. Blue Restaurant is exclusive to guests of Aqua class, or if you're in an Aqua Sky Suite like I am, then you could dine here. Like I said earlier, it is one of my favorite places to eat on the whole ship though. It's really good cuisine in here, offering lighter fare, but really good food in blue. And of course, the design aesthetic is blue, as you would expect. And the cool thing about it, kind of like Lumine, the aesthetic is the same across all the ships. So you kind of know what to expect when you come to a Blue Restaurant. So just wanted to show that here on deck 5. Continue our little ship tour here on deck 5, because I don't think we've seen any of deck 5 yet. So let's check out what all is on this deck. So we were just on the port side. This is starboard side, and this is Metropolitan Restaurant. This is one of the main dining rooms on board the ship here on deck 5. And then headed toward the front of the ship, we'll come to Cellar Masters. This is a bar slash lounge, and then plenty of places to sit. And I do enjoy the aesthetic in here, again, giving us those Celebrity Edge vibes. Sushi on 5, the sushi restaurant, which is for additional costs, but I do highly recommend if you like sushi to get some sushi here because it's a la carte pricing, so it's not a fixed price. So, you know, they have some things, some rolls that are fairly inexpensive compared to what you would typically pay for specialty dining. And then now we have Cafe Al Bacio, of course, the coffee shop on board. Right here is where you can order your coffees or teas, specialty coffees and teas. Most of those are at additional cost unless you have some sort of drink package. And then of course, the display of treats here with all sorts of cookies. Today they got chocolate chip cookies, and I say today because they do rotate these out. Chocolate chunk and oatmeal raisin. Also peanut butter cookies, lemon tartlet, and all sorts of croissants and little sandwiches here for Cafe Al Bacio. And then right here is the Sky Lounge, very forward here on deck 11. One thing I like about the Millennium class and Solstice class ships is that they do feature a forward-facing Sky Lounge on their ships. You don't have this on Edge series, but on these older ships, they do have these lounges that are in the very forward of the ship. A great place to sit, especially if you maybe someone who have an ocean view or an inside cabin and you want to go for a sail away, or you want to just sit while you're sailing or while you're in port and have a drink and watch the day pass by. Well, you can do that at the Sky Lounge. A lot of nightclub activities, so if you're somebody who likes to go to the club, that'll usually be inside of the Sky Lounge. There's a dance floor out there. They'll have live music in here, so a very versatile venue as well. While we're here, I did want to say that I went to Illuminate earlier, had my first lunch in there, my first meal in there, and it was so delicious. The servers in there, they were like, welcome home, because they knew I had been in Illuminate before. So that's always really cool coming back with Celebrity. No matter where you get on a Celebrity cruise ship, anywhere in the world, it is kind of like coming home, that familiarity. You know, I can get on this cruise ship in India, a place I've never been before, and feel like I've been here before, right? All my several many complaints I've had about them in recent years. One thing I do love is the community of their ships, the way that you are immediately welcomed home and invited back on them. So that was really cool. I did go with the prawn ceviche as a starter. So refreshing and so good on a hot day here in India. Really enjoy that. And then I had the lobster roll as my main, and that was delicious as well. So a really good first meal in Illuminate. Didn't have dessert. They pressured me. They wanted me to have dessert, but I said I got to pace myself because we're on here for 12 days. It can't be eaten like that at every meal. So a really good first meal. They were telling folks in there, you can actually order off of the blue menu or the main dining room menu. They can bring you both of those in Illuminate, and you can look at those and decide if you want something from either the other, you know, main dining venues. All right, so back on deck 10, we are gonna check out the Ocean View Cafe, which is the main buffet on board. So they do have a ice cream dessert station up here, as you would expect, as they have on all Celebrity ships. The cool thing about the buffet here on Millennium is it's not market style like on the other Celebrity ships where everything's just sort of out in the middle and you're just stuck out there to, you know, fend for yourself. Everything is on the outsides here, so a lot of places to walk around. Let's go outside here. You can see off the back of the ship. This is the Sunset Bar on the Millennium, and right here is the Sunset Bar. And then here is the seating for the Sunset Bar. So I like the wood panels up here. It's a nice touch. So just after 5 p.m. and we are officially on the move as we have now pulled away from the port terminal and the pier here in Mumbai. And we are moving away as we start to make our way to Goa, India, where we'll be tomorrow. Well, good evening. It's now past 10 p.m. so it's been several hours since we sailed away. I've just been enjoying the room unpacking. Also went to dinner and to the show. So it's been a fantastic evening. It's been a fantastic day. I do want to thank you for joining me on this exciting adventure as we embark the Celebrity Millennium, and also tell you that I'm going to have a lot more content to come. We have all those exciting ports to see. I want to take you along with me in those ports. So make sure you come back, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, so you can see those videos, because I have some really cool stuff planned and I cannot wait to experience it, but to show you and take you along. So make sure you come back to see all of that. And also, if you follow me over on Instagram, if you're not already, I am posting live like as soon as it happens, updates. on everything from, you know, what room I have to what excursion I'm on. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, also on Facebook, so you can see those updates. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative, but mostly I hope it's inspired you to get out and see a little bit of the world maybe you've never seen before. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.